Hey guys, it's Parker. This video is going to be going over the Threefold Grid Hub, where you can find custom images for deployment and get some stuff that's not available just through like the general play interface. It's also where you can upload your own F-lists so that you can deploy any image you'd like. I'm going to do just a kind of a quick tour of the hub, and then we're going to deploy an image on there and go ahead and SSH into it just so you can see the whole process. With that, this is the hub. It is hub.grid.tf. This is where all of the F-lists are ultimately stored for deployment. Up here, you can see some of the more official threads. You can come in here and see the official VM images. You've got some Arch Linux, Node Pilot, the Ubuntu images. And then you can also come down and see everybody else's profile. If you want to find a bunch of cockpit images that don't work properly, those will be here under Parker S. For this, we're going to use an image actually that Scott has uploaded, which is going to be the 22.1 Kinetic image. To use it, we're going to hit copy link address and come over to the playground. We're going to log into our profile here. And then we're going to come to full virtual machine. We're going to select other. And we're going to go ahead and paste that link we just copied right there. Now, if you wanted to add any additional disk space on disks outside of the root directory, you would come here and click Add. Then for this, you're going to now have an extra 50 gigabyte hard drive. On full VM images, the only thing it passes is the SSH key, so your environment variables do not need to change. You're going to set all your stuff here. For this, we're just going to go ahead and send it, and we're going to select a node here. Now I'm going to go ahead and deploy this. While that's deploying, I'm going to go ahead and continue our tour over here. So a couple other things that are really cool here. When you log in, you can come to your Threefold Connect here, put in your stuff. I'm going to go ahead and authenticate that off screen. And this is how you would be able to upload your own images. To do that, you'd come to upload, and you're going to need a tar.gz of an image.raw file for your cloud image that you're going to upload here. The other option you have is to come to Docker, and here you can choose any Docker image and convert it into an F-list that you can then deploy on the grid. So you can basically come to the Docker hub, and search for something like Ubuntu. And then you could actually just choose to pull Ubuntu. So for this, we would just use the Docker image name, which is Ubuntu. Come back to the hub, type in Ubuntu, and it's going to pull a Docker image and do that. And that's going to tell it how to deploy the latest version of Ubuntu. And then for this, you would actually be able to see if we come back to our profile, the Parker S3 bot, there's an Ubuntu latest F-list there now. So that's pretty cool. Come back over here, you can see that this finished deploying. So we're going to grab this IP address. And we're going to come down here, and for this, I'm going to come into WSL. I've got my SSH keys only shared between window under the sudo profile. So I'm going to log into sudo. Then we're going to SSH 162.255.240.135. Yes. Authenticate your key. And that's going to bring us here to the base of the 22.1 full VM, which is fully deployed just like that. If you wanted to access one that was using the planetary network, you would need to have your Threefold network connector installed. If you're doing it over planetary, I suggest having the Threefold network connector installed and using PuTTY. I've had some trouble getting WSL to communicate with the planetary network interface with the connector, but PuTTY seems to work really well for it. I have another video up on how to access with PuTTY. The only changes would be make sure your Threefold network connector app is connected, and then you would use the planetary network IP instead of the public IPv4. I'm going to go into another video here about setting up this VM for our cockpit, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this section and enjoyed deploying on the Threefold grid.